Hey patrons, in this video I'm going to break down this video I've uploaded a while ago to my YouTube. It was part of a festival called Light Year. It happens in Berlin, in Scope, Berlin. It's an artist community where I also live, so it was screened below my apartment in a gallery, and also it was projected to the side of Manhattan Bridge or Brooklyn Bridge in New York. So I submitted this video to be played there, and I'm gonna do a quick breakdown. I would preface it with the fact that there's a ton of keyframing going on. Let me try and zoom in to get a better sense of the busyness of it. I hate the animation editor, but we have to live with it. So yeah, there was a lot of fiddling around with the curves in this video, and the gist of it is that I'm using aerial footages of roads and cityscapes and things like that. Also using the complex OP and complex mix a lot, and the layer sap, and the cam sequencer. So basically all my weapons that are also available for you. I'm using all of them here in this one video, and there's one big trick in the video. Let me mute this. So I'm treating the two paths of the layer sap differently. Of course, as you know, there's the color and the threshold input, and for example, how I'm treating them differently is that at the transitions, I'm first transitioning in the color while keeping the or is it the other way around? I'm first transitioning with the threshold, so you can see that the color is staying the same. It's this crossing, and then this other crossing is creeping in, but first in the threshold input of the layer sap, and then crossing into the color as well. So when I'm transitioning between the videos, I have these switches, and they are separate for the color and the threshold. And if I show you the curves here, you can see that there's always an offset between the two. So that's how I'm doing the transitions between the videos. It's kind of creates this data mushy feeling in the transitions. And then there's another big trick that I'm doing, and it's using the time machine top for the color image. So if you notice here, these people are kind of, going back and forth from their shadows or like their outlines, and this is only done in the color. So you have the video coming in, then you have the texture 3D, a time machine top, and you need to drive it with a texture, and that texture in this case is a complex mix of two complex OPs. It could be just a simple ramp, you know, but I thought why not do something more interesting, so it's this kind of curved ramp driving the time machine. So that was really cool. I really enjoy this back and forth. Yeah, this back and forth motion. So that's a big trick. And then later on in the video, I'm utilizing the complex OP quite heavily. For example, here in this transition, I will show you the complex OP specifically. So it's this complex asyn. So when this this roundabout comes in, the blend is at 0. As you can see, it's the original one, and then you can see the blend increasing and revealing this mirrored part, and then zooming back in on the same roundabout with the camera. It's actually, I think it's the camera that's doing that, but at the same time we're transitioning to a different video and animating the wide translation of the complex OP to keep it moving. And then here, I guess, yeah, I'm mixing in another complex OP. As you can see, it's a complex 8 tangent, Arcus tangent, and a complex Arcus sine being added, but the weight is 1, so it means that in this case it's only this one, only the tangent. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm mirroring with the on the two sides. I'm mirroring the complex OP parameters. So these are all referencing the ones above. I didn't have the link OPs component that I shared before, but this is exactly what that component is good for example. So yeah, it's from here on out, it's a lot of playing around with the complex OPs and animating the for example, in this case, the TZ amplitude of the layer sap a lot, playing around with the threshold, the softness, the mix below parameter, and the main driving force is, I guess, the cam sequencer. And yeah, at the very end, I'm also bringing in the rotation amplitude. And then we were going through all these videos, and in the end I'm just cycling back to the beginning, so we have these quick transitions. Yeah, I think that's one thing. And then a funny thing that I had to do, and bear with me in the explanation. So some videos appear multiple times in the video. So we start off with this road and this zebra crossing, but when at the end we cycle back, we also see these videos. And what I had to avoid was that while the videos are playing, while the videos are being selected for play, you know, that they don't reset. So they are not perfect loops, of course, they're just normal video footage, so there will be a big jump. So I'm using the play mode specify index, and I have to add an offset or subtract an offset from the index, and it's just a trial and error to find, for example, in this case 610, this value where when this is playing it's not gonna reset to the beginning. And for example, in this case I think it's gonna reset now, but we are already in another video, so it's cool. But when it comes back at the end, I don't know if I will be able to go there. But in any case, there's this if taking care of that. So if we are before this 5000 mark, we offset it by 610. Otherwise, if we are at the end, at the cycle back part, we add 500. So these values, I just had to find the right values so that when they are in play they don't reset, causing a big jump and like, yeah, ugliness. I did this, this was the very last step of the video, so while I was working on the video I didn't care about if the videos were resetting while they were being shown. I knew that I will have to do this at the end, because I was, you know, always changing when the videos come in, like when they are being crossfaded into. So yeah, this was the last step, and I'm doing this for most of the videos. Yeah, and going out, yeah, you can see here that I'm usually, if I'm controlling something with animation or like MIDI or whatever, I always put everything that I'm gonna be messing with, and like also just jamming with, you know, to custom parameters of a container. And as you can see, the animation here is linked to those parameters. As for the post-processing effects, doing some luma blur with the depth. So there's a depth render pass. Yeah, using the luma blur a little bit. I'm not using any of those. Also not using this. There's this color grading component that I should highlight it in a separate post. I will probably do that sometime soon. But this is a pretty cool color grading component that I'm using here. Then this P-System Bat TV thing is also pretty cool. I think I'm mostly using the not even sure which setting this is mostly being used. Yeah, anyway, it's just giving kind of an analog feel to it, and some color correction further. There's some RGB. No, there's no RGB delay in the end. There's some bloom, of course, and this film grading. Yeah, it's giving some chromatic separation, I guess, or chromatic aberration. So yeah, the gist of it is a little bit of luma blur. These are nothing, you know. Didn't end up using any of the craziness. Yeah, I was thinking of maybe doing this, but didn't want to complicate it, and I wanted to just keep the visuals kind of clean without any feedback stuff. Anyway, yeah, I think that's mostly it. In terms of audio reactivity, I'm not doing much. I just let the movement and the keyframes be driven by, I mean, yeah, I was just going with the flow, not really doing any other activity. There's a slight movement, if you can see, but it's very subtle for connected to the drums. It's more about storytelling than other activity, I think, in this case. So yeah, I hope you found this somewhat useful. I know that it's a big mess. I think I had 1 or 2 weeks to work on this. And yeah, animation is always messy in Touch Designer, and like music videos in general, at least from my experience, doing music videos in Touch is still a bit of work, but it's rewarding work because you do cool shit. So yeah, time machine, complex OP, layer separator, cam sequencer, and you have this. I hope you found this useful, and thanks for hanging around.